Philadelphia Phillies boasted the bullpen once again making a trade for Gregory, Soto, and Cody Clemens from the Detroit Tigers for Matt Verlin, Nick Matten, and Donnie Sand. So right here, we know this Philly team last season in the regular season, the bullpen was definitely a problem for them. But then in the postseason, they buckled down, then pitched good, and they lost David Robertson in free agency, but signed Craig Kimbrell. Now you trade for Gregory Soto. So I believe between these two guys, they'll be competing, obviously, for the closer role. So last season here for Soto, 63 games, 60 innings, 2-10 record, which obviously isn't good, 3.30 ERA, 1.33 whip, but he still had 30 saves for a Tiger team that obviously isn't that good. So right now, if I would have to say, I think he'll be the favorite to get closer chances over there in Philly. And in terms of fantasy baseball, he's probably a guy I'm going to target anywhere from the 13th round or later in my fantasy leagues here, because we know this Philly team has a high-powered offense. We know they made it to the World Series last season, and if he's going to get opportunities, once again, he easily could get 30-plus saves. Now to the Tigers side of things, they get Matten in the trade here, a guy who got off to a decent start last year, and then injuries really plagued them. Philadelphia Philly team, 5 home runs, 17 RBIs, a 246 average, 12 runs scored, a 341 on base in 69 at-bats. So right here, he'll probably be a backup over there for the Detroit Tigers. He's not a guy that obviously I'm going to be targeting in fantasy drafts, but he's definitely a guy to keep an eye on if he might get an everyday opportunity over there in Detroit, because we know in Detroit, they got a lot of young guys over there, and Matten's pretty young as well for this team, but the last few seasons, he really hasn't done anything with the Philadelphia Phillies. And that Matt Verlin outfielder, one of the former top prospects in the system, but he's just a guy that really hasn't hit the baseball well for this Philadelphia Philly team. Last season, 116 games, 246 average, 297 on base, 6 home runs, 32 RBIs, 7 stolen bases, and 321 at-bats. So right here, he's a guy with some speed. He definitely could field the baseball great in the outfield, but in terms of hitting and really have fantasy value, he's not really a guy you're going to target in fantasy drafts. This is more depth moves and backup type of players they got in this Soto deal here is this Tiger team, even though both Matten and Verlin were pretty top high prospects in the Philly system a few seasons ago. But right now, they're getting younger over there in Detroit. They traded a reliever away for guys both who could start, even though their numbers haven't been great, but definitely guys who could be starters for the Tigers down the line. So the Tigers trade Gregory Soto to the Philadelphia Phillies as they really bolster the bullpen, and we'll see if he can help the Phillies and fantasy owners in the upcoming 2023 season.